Marriage is what started me on the path to some sort of recovery. And I say marriage, it was to my wife a little bit, maybe when we first got married, but it was mostly once we started bringing children in.
Yeah.
And when we started bringing children in, I started realizing, man, I am way off course. And if my children really saw what was in me, I would really start maybe to feel like some shame.
You said before that at the roadside you had a thought, you're such a selfish drug, wake up.
There's a gratitude in me for the change I had at that roadside experience that said, you are such a selfish jerk. Start looking around, buddy. Wake up. And so I started to wake up.
Okay.
That's a feeling of guilt. How could you feel guilt without feeling empathy at the time?
I think it was just intellectual. You know, I had the facts of what a selfish prick looked like.
Yeah.
I think having children helped bring something out in me, maybe in combination with the Prozac and the counseling.
Yeah.
I think those things help open my eyes to the fact of what unconditional love looked like, because I unconditionally love those kids.
Yeah.
I didn't unconditionally love my wife. That was very conditional. But I unconditionally love those kids.
Yeah.
And I think that really helped me get to the point where I was then ready and broken to hear what I heard.
Okay.
You said that you felt no empathy, and that's something that started to change when you started having children.
Yeah.
And I think if you could tell us a little about the attachment, the feelings you had when your first child was born. Did you have that paternal connection immediately, or was that something that developed?
Yeah, I mean, I have to admit this, and this is hard for my daughters to hear, but I don't see people in terms of this is my daughter. I love her because she's mine. I see everybody as people, and I try to love them the same. I don't have a different kind of love, but I have a different responsibility for my daughters. And that I've always been responsible, oddly enough, on things I care about. And so I've been able to responsibly see, I brought them in. These are little ones relying on mom and dad. It was too much of my ego would be harmed if I became a deadbeat dad. My ego, we got out into the community that I wasn't helping, and that would be too much for my ego. So I had to initially do that. I didn't really feel it, but I knew that that was something that was important, and it would be important to me to do. And I do love them. I love them. I love them greatly, but it started off with responsibility, I guess. And maybe that's normal for males. I don't know.
I think it's certainly a part of the package, but I mean, I have a friend who, when his second child was born, because he didn't feel blissed out about it, took to his bed for 4 days.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
no
bliss going on. Yeah, no.
And how is your relationship? You have 3 daughters, is that right?
I do. I have 3 daughters. They're all in their 30s. 2 are married. 1 is not. And I have a wonderful relationship with all of them. They're all in their own right, very unique. And we speak weekly, if not daily. And yeah, no issue there. I never molested them. I never physically harmed them. Maybe a couple times I grabbed their arm. I would be very direct verbally, but never, no beatings, no molestings, nothing like that. I was able to take them and sequester them in my mind away from the rest of the human populace and what I would do to them.
Which is quite fascinating. And it suggests that there's some little kernel of empathy that was always there, ready to be stimulated.
Yeah.